Hello pilots of the internet and welcome to Foldable Flight. In this video I am teaching you how to fold 3 different paper airplanes. On the right you can see we have the 1-minute paper airplane, which is really easy to fold and it flies really far. And then in the middle we have F-31 Phantom, which is a channel favorite. And on the left we have Menace, which is designed actually by a viewer, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, Sinchabimo Murray. And this is in celebration of the fact that we currently have a contest going on this channel where viewers can submit their designs and I will feature some of them on the channel, and then the winner will actually have a template designed for their plane. So here's the template for Menace, which is available of course to my patrons. If you're interested in this template or others on this channel, check me out on Patreon. And if you want to read the full rules for the contest and entering, head over to foldableflight.com/contest. And with that out of the way, let's get folding. All you will need in order to fold the 1-minute paper airplane is an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper and some fast folding skills. So with that, we will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Fold this edge here to this edge. Open that up and fold the top down, leaving just an inch at the bottom. Unfold that, fold to the crease you just made, and fold down again. Fold this edge into the center. Do the same thing on the other side. And fold to the crease you just made. Do the same thing on the other side. And fold in on the existing creases, tucking these into the pocket. And now fold the plane in half on its existing center crease. Fold this edge here to that edge there to create the wing, and do the same thing on the other side. And there you have a finished 1-minute paper airplane. If you were able to do that in a minute, congratulations. Feel free, obviously, to pause and rewind as needed. And good luck flying. All you will need in order to fold Menace is an A4 sheet of paper, or if you are starting from 8.5 by 11, just trim a little bit off the edge so that this top edge is 7.78 inches. And with that, we will begin by folding this paper in half from the right edge to the left edge. And we'll open the paper back up. And now fold this top edge to land on our left edge. And make sure your crease goes right through that top left corner. And we'll open that back up and do the same thing in the opposite direction now. And now we will flip the paper over and fold the top edge down, and we want our crease to go right through the intersection of those diagonals. And now we're flipping it back over into this orientation and just poking that point and pulling in like so. And this is the water bomb base. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip one of these flaps over into the opposite direction and fold this point here up to that point there. I'll rotate this as I work on it, so I'm folding toward myself. And now I'm opening it back to the other side, and I want to pull it so that this crease lands on our center crease. So I'm kind of gathering that in my left hand and aligning it like so. And I'll do those same 2 steps on the other side. So I'm flipping this to the other side, folding this point to this point here, pulling the whole flap back to its original side, and now landing this crease on our center crease. And your plane should look like this. Now I'll go ahead and unfold on either side, and I'm going to rotate it once again. And I want to now fold this edge into the center, and I'm only going to crease until my crease intersects this crease right here. So you can find where that crease is here on this side, and you'll just crease from the top point right up to there, like so, and do the same thing on the other side. And open your paper back up. Now we're going to kind of perform a rabbit ear by folding in on this crease here and on this crease right there at the same time. And we want a new crease to be formed going from that point there to this point right here. And you can see kind of where that crease is going to go as I flatten this whole thing. Basically, you're folding in on both of those creases, and you're going to flatten it. You're using this finger to guide it as you flatten this side, and you want this edge here to go straight to that corner. If you can see that edge to that corner, as you lie all these layers flat, it should land on the center crease. So you can see now when I unfold that, there is that new crease we made, and in fact we even made another crease right there as we flattened it. And we're going to do the same thing here, so we're pulling in on both of those diagonals, and I'm using my finger to guide that layer back as far as it will go, and I want this edge here to go right to that point, and I'll flatten everything like so. Okay, and now I will turn the paper over and pull this point down, and it will naturally want to break at this point right here where this angle changes on that top layer. And I'll flip the paper back over, and now I'm going to fold this corner here to that point right there. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to fold this point here to that point there. And again on the other side. Now I'll take this whole right flap here and fold it to the left, and I want to fold this edge here to the center. And this is going to be a little tricky because as I do that, you'll see this will start to form a pocket that will open up as I try to land this edge right here on the center crease. And you'll go ahead and do that, and at that point you'll have a pocket that looks like this, which you can collapse, pulling tightly to that point there and trying to make a point on the outer point right there as well. And I'll just move this to the other side, and now flip this to the other side and do the same thing where I'm folding this edge here to the center. And I will collapse this pocket and form a point on the outer edge there. Okay, and now as I swing this, well actually, sorry, before we tuck that into this pocket, we're actually going to go ahead and grab this edge. And we want to fold this edge into the center, but here's the trick. We're folding the full length of this edge in, so we actually need to open up the pocket slightly and pull all the way down like so until this point here lands on that point. Okay, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Pulling this all the way in and to that point. Okay, and now we're at a point where you can see we have these flaps on either side, and that flap will perfectly tuck into that pocket, like so. And same thing over here, this flap goes into that pocket, just like so. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull this edge here to land on that edge. And I'll reverse that crease. And we'll do the same thing over here. This is a slight difference from the original design, but I think moving the center of gravity forward helps this plane fly better, so I went ahead and added this change. We're reversing that as well. And now we will flip this over and fold in half. And again, the original design folds our wings so that this edge lands right on this edge here, and it's folding the wing straight to this point. But I actually think it's a little bit better if you fold your wing angle all the way to the front point. So we're going to fold from this point here, and I'll show you exactly how I calculate my wing size. So let me fold it. Okay, so as I work this out, the thick layers at the front, you can see my wing crease is starting right at the point, the front point of the plane, and my wing is landing so that this edge is intersecting the back corner of the plane. And then once you do one side, you're going to flip it over and you're going to fold, whether you got that exactly correctly or not, you're going to fold the other side to match the first side. So try to match your back corners of your wings. And your plane should look like this. And this is a finished Menace. So if you were able to make it to this point, awesome job and good luck flying. You may find that you need to add a little up elevator, but honestly I would doubt it with this plane. The center of gravity is far enough back that it tends to fly pretty well even without any up elevator. All you will need in order to fold the F-31 Phantom is a square sheet of paper and a little bit of tape, or you could just use a sticky note, and that sticky area on there will eliminate your need for tape with this design. Now you can see I have kind of drawn on this paper to represent what would be the sticky area if this was a sticky note, but I'm using a larger sheet just to make it easier for you all to see. And with that, we will begin by actually turning this over so the sticky side is down, and folding in half from right to left, like so. And then I'll open that back up and fold the top edge to the bottom, but I'm just making a little point in the middle. I'm not folding all the way across, just tacking it down to make a reference point. And now I will go ahead and flip my paper over. And I want to fold the top edge to my reference point. And this time I will crease all the way across the paper. Okay, and I'll flip the paper back over. And now I want to fold like so, and I'm basically trying to make my crease go right through the intersection of this crease and my center crease. And it's going to be a 45-degree angle, which means I'm trying to land this crease here on this crease and this crease here on that crease. And again, fold through the intersection of the two. So I'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see exactly what that looks like. So having lined all my creases up, you can see that crease goes right through the intersection, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side now. Okay, and if I unfold that, you'll see exactly what it looks like. Now I'm just going to pull in on both of these sides and collapse the whole thing like so. And now I will flip one of these flaps to the other side and fold this edge to the middle. And I'm going to fold out in a way where my crease kind of originates from this corner and goes up to this point where you can see here is my edge on this layer. Basically, I want my crease to go right to that point on this layer. So I'll go ahead and do that, and you can see what that will look like. Okay, and you can see this crease is ending approximately at that point. And we'll flip this over to the other side and repeat those steps here. So I'm just folding this side, this edge here to the center. And now I'm actually going to fold in half on my existing center crease here so that I can use this edge here and book match my second wing to the first one. Okay, and then I will open it back up into this orientation. And I'm going to fold this edge here to the center. And I'll fold this edge here to the center as well. And I'll unfold both of those creases. And now fold this edge here to land on that crease we just made. And I'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, and we can fold in on those existing creases like so. Our next step is to perform a jet fold, which you may or may not be familiar with, and it is a little bit complicated. Basically, what we want to do is, you can see we have this point right there where this layer, the edge of that layer exists, and we're going to kind of fold, you're rolling really, you're not making a crease here, roll this nose down a little bit at that point. And then while you have it like that, kind of grab your center crease and turn it into this kind of V shape. So you're kind of turning this center portion of the center crease into a valley fold and gathering that like so, while holding the nose of the plane down. And you're kind of just going to work these two wings together and make a deeper and deeper V in the middle. And you can see there's that pivot right there where we first began folding our nose down. And that's where your central crease turns from a mountain crease to a valley crease. And you just continue to pinch the wings together. And this portion, you can kind of decide exactly how narrow you want to make it in the back. It will affect the flight performance some, the decision, but mostly it's aesthetic. So go ahead and just decide, I like that thickness. And then at that point, you can fold your wings down like so and actually make a hard crease on that edge. And your plane should look like this. Now we're just going to fold this wing up along that edge there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And if you are using a sticky note, you'll notice that everything is stuck together in the back here because, of course, the sticky section is here in the middle. If you are not using a sticky note, you will want to grab a little bit of tape and just tape your back edge together right here, right at the top of it. Like so. And there you have it, a finished F-31 Phantom. So thank you so much for watching, and good luck flying.